It was late summer in 1888, and the streets of Whitechapel in London were as suffocatingly hot as ever. The alleys here always reeked of a damp, rotten smell, making you want to hurry away as quickly as possible. That morning, just as I stepped into the police station and hadn't even sat down, the phone rang sharply. "Barnett, get over here quick. A body's been found, and it's bad." The voice on the other end was urgent, sending a cold chill down my spine. As a detective, I'd seen my fair share of crimes, but something about this felt different. My partner, Tom Ryan, and I rushed to the scene, a narrow, shadowy alleyway where not many people ventured, especially not at that early hour. Deep within the alley, someone was lying still, barely visible in the dim light. As we got closer, an unsettling scent filled the air, making my stomach uneasy. The body was that of a woman, later identified as Mary Ann Nichols. A familiar face in these parts, no stranger to the streets of Whitechapel after dark. She was lying face down, her hair tangled, and her clothes disheveled. When I carefully examined her, I noticed signs of a violent struggle, with visible injuries that told a grim story. But as my eyes traveled further, a deeper sense of dread settled in. Her injuries were severe, suggesting a deliberate and brutal attack. The sight made me feel a mix of sorrow and determination. I glanced over at Tom, who looked as though he had seen a ghost. This isn't just some random crime," Tom muttered, his voice shaky. "This is the work of someone ruthless, someone with no regard for life," I said, my resolve hardening. I silently vowed that no matter what, we had to bring this person to justice. We didn't waste any time, quickly securing the scene and starting our search for any clues. The body was sent back to the station for further examination, while Tom and I began knocking on doors, questioning anyone who might have seen or heard something unusual. But the residents in this area weren't exactly fond of the police. They eyed us with suspicion and fear. Most said that last night was like any other: rowdy drunks, barking dogs, just the usual chaos of Whitechapel. Nothing out of the ordinary. One old man, though, caught my attention. He told us he'd heard a scream late at night, around midnight. It was short, like it got cut off suddenly. "I was half asleep when I heard it, looked out the window, but didn't see a thing," he said. "A single scream, brief and abrupt." What could that mean? I mulled it over, thinking it might be our only real lead so far. But the problem was, this alley was usually so quiet that no one would have noticed anything out of the ordinary. We spent hours scouring the area, but found nothing besides heaps of trash and scurrying rats. We returned to the station, exhausted and frustrated. We had almost no solid evidence to go on: a tragic scene and a faint, distant scream. Every lead seemed to mock our efforts, making me wonder if this person was watching our every move, waiting for us to slip up. "Do you think they'll strike again?" Tom asked, looking at me with a mix of helplessness and worry. I didn't answer right away, the weight of the situation settling in my chest. I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. "Someone like this, they won't stop easily," I finally said. "They enjoy this game, watching us struggle. This is just the beginning, Tom. We need to be ready, because something like this might happen again." Just as the words left my mouth, the phone rang again, the shrill sound slicing through the silence of the night. A sense of dread gripped me as I picked up the receiver. "Barnett." The voice on the other end was grim and tense. "Another body's been found, and it's worse this time." "Barnett." The voice on the other end was grim and tense. "Another body's been found, and it's worse this time." "Let's go," I said through clenched teeth, grabbing my hat. "This time, we might get a break."